Now here we have a giant dinosaur being constructed, and there's still people who don't believe that dinosaurs really existed because they would have thought that, well, we would have had dinosaurs today, so it's not true. Because of course, some way they think that God created dinosaurs. But I want to tell you up front that God never created the dinosaurs. Just recently in New York, they said they caught some dog that is a hybrid between dog and I think it was a fox or something like that, some mix. And it might be vicious. It might be more towards the coyote or the fox or whatever it's made of, and it could harm individuals. And so you recall that before the flood, men lived from 962 years to maybe 500 years. Noah lived to be 500 years and plus. And at 500, they were having kids. So that was amazing. Women were still having babies at 500 years. That's almost a couple thousand years ago. And, God decided, look, men are so evil, I have to come and destroy this world and save special people to keep on things going because these people are evil, man. For the long, some guys live 800 years, and every day of that 800 years, this fella's evil and he's just planning evil. These scientists over here think that, we're so smart, look, we could clone a dog with a fox or a coyote, and I'm not going to get into where dogs really came from and all that stuff. Maybe God didn't even create dogs. What I'm trying to get at is there are a lot of animals that are here today and that have been like the dinosaurs that God had not created. We know the Chihuahua. God never made a miniature dog like that. Men have made it. And if you cross two different animals, you get a third. God never created that. Of course, we take in the life that God has out there and we manipulating it in ways that we want. I'm not sure if these men who are doing these things are as evil as the antediluvians, but the antediluvians were able to, I should use the word, concoct this dinosaur. I have a design animal I would like to create if I could have. Just to show you how ridiculous things could have been or what could have been the reason for the dinosaurs becoming extinct. If I were to, say, use an elephant, mix it with, for the strength and the weight, use it horse for the speed, add in a snake so he could have fangs and poison, add in some humans so that he could think. And what else you need to add in there? Some whatever, maybe strength of jaw so he could bite. And this because he has human, guess what he's gonna do? He said, see that lady walking over there, you want to eat her. So he check his watch and he's noticed that she's coming home at 5 every day. So he waits until it gets, the time of the year when it's 5 is dark and he's hid at the back. And she comes in and she didn't see him, and then he said, yeah, tomorrow night he's gonna get her. And then as soon as she comes in, he just bite her or whatever. Now if you bite her, she thinks she can't run too far because she make one step, the poison will kill her. And then he could run away real quick because he has horse in him. And then he's so strong that if somebody tie him, he could pull down the whole house and escape because he got an elephant in him. Something like that. So I don't know what they did to make the dinosaur. They might have made 3 different animals together. And they were becoming a menace. Men had started to decline from 18 feet tall and coming down the lifespan, getting shorter and shorter, and these dinosaurs were really, really creating a havoc. So God had to speed up the thing and brought in the flood. Now this is why you're finding them in those areas of the country where there are hills, like in Montana and in maybe Arizona. You find them on top of the hill or close to the hill because I'm sure that before the flood, men were living lower because remember that water came from above and water came from under the earth. And so a lot of the water in the earth today had not been in the beginning. So apparently we were living lower, at lower levels. We were living where the sea is now, maybe hundreds of feet lower we were living. And so we might have had more oxygen, I don't know. It would have been different perhaps. And so with the flood, we live on a higher level. So while the earth was lower, these dinosaurs and stuff were trying to go up on higher ground. And they were, stampeding, trying to get up higher and higher and higher and higher. But then it doesn't matter how high they get, the whole earth was covered. And what could have happened is that as the water began to settle, the bodies that were floating around began to be snagged and stayed on the hillside, and then the water abated. And what I understand is that God created a storm that sheared off mountains and other things and come and cover, have like a mass burial. This is what I understand from my theological studies. So dinosaurs are true, they were here, but God had not created them, because you see, when the antediluvian flood was approaching and Noah built that ark, only the animals that God had created were allowed to go into the ark. If I remember correctly, there were 7 pairs of clean, and then there was just about 1 pair or so of unclean. That'll be another topic when I talk about clean and unclean. So you had clean and unclean, and then those that he hadn't created surely were not allowed into the ark, because he's trying to get rid of them. Because the menace they would have created, they were created before they would have continued, and so God is smart. He's not going to bring them. He's not going to say, let us domesticate them. Let us train them to work with humans. No, that's their nature. They were bred for that. The humans were evil, and they. What I understand also, gold and diamond were on top of the earth, and humans start to recruit animals and train them how to attack others and attack humans. So to watch, because they were gathering up the gold and the diamond, and hoarding it and so forth. So they want to protect it, and therefore they had these vicious animals. I'm not sure the type of animals we have. I know trees. Humans did a lot of things. They changed the trees, they changed the animals, because God said every tree was good to eat. But then you have poisonous things. You have some that smell bad, and those weren't created by God. And the animals, again, the humans continued these things that they were doing before the flood. On the side of the grave, they were having sex with animals. They were, amalgamating different animals and creating new ones and so forth. So this is an interesting thing. I wonder what you think. Do you have any other idea of how you think that the dinosaurs could have become extinct?